What's up guys, my name is Yuri and today I'm going to teach you how to take off your shirt like a boss. Roll the intro. I don't have an intro. Okay, so first off, I hit 10K subscribers yesterday on YouTube, so thank you everyone to all your support over the years. The content for this video is going to be how to take off your shirt like a boss. This technique is known as the Johnny Bravo shirt removal, if you're familiar with that cartoon. But basically, it has a special meaning to me because if you look back on my YouTube channel, it was one of the first videos that I posted, I think in 2006. It was either the first video or one of my first.
No.
And then this other clip that you saw is an interesting one because it's my most viewed clip of all time. Basically, I was teaching at a CrossFit gym in Melbourne called Soul Rebel Athletics, and at the end of the seminar, I asked people if they had just one last thing that they wanted to cover or wanted to do before we called it, and then they asked to see the shirt removal because I had posted that earlier. And then what ended up happening with that video is it got shared by the CrossFit Instagram itself, so it got like a few million views. And I got credit for it, so I do appreciate that. That was pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to go into the technique of how to take off your shirt, what kind of shirts should you use, what things make it easier or difficult, and then hopefully next time you have to take off your shirt, you have a cool way to do it. The kind of shirt makes a really big difference. If you have the wrong shirt, it becomes much more difficult to do this movement, and then instead of looking cool, you embarrass yourself trying to take your shirt off, so you don't want that. Basically, you don't want the shirt to be too tight, so you don't want it to be too loose because that doesn't look good on you, obviously, but for practice it's actually better to have a shirt that's more loose so you can learn how to do the movement and then move on to a slightly tighter shirt. But you want to have room in the sleeves, so you don't want tight sleeves like this because it's going to be obviously hard to pull it off. And then same thing in the neck, so no turtlenecks, no tight necks, because you have to get your head out of the way, and especially if you have a beard like me, it makes it more difficult. So and a little bit of space, right? So it doesn't have to be like a loose baggy shirt, but you don't want it to be a tight shirt because I'll show you what happens with a tighter shirt later. I'll show you with a few different shirts. It just makes it a lot more difficult. So before you get started with the technique, you do want to make sure that you have the right shirt. Once you have your shirt, next is technique. So I'm right-handed, so this move for me works better if I use my right hand to pull my left sleeve. So here's how it works. It's really simple. It's just technique like anything else, right? So you're gonna pinch, just a light touch, light pinch on the sleeve, and then this is the movement you're gonna do with your arm. So the head and the arm move this way as the arm that's pinching pulls across. So you're actually cutting and moving in two directions, and that's an important concept for it to look fast and smooth, is that two-direction movement. So I'm gonna grab and pinch, and see what happens is I get my elbow through. So if it's a tighter shirt, I have to make that adjustment for the elbow, and that's what that initial pull does, because if I pull and the elbow gets stuck, it's not going to look good, and I can even rip my shirt, which I wouldn't want. So the arm pulls back, elbow goes in. Once you pass the elbow, that's the hardest part. So I'm going to do it slow. I pull, I get the elbow through, now this arm is out, and all I have to do is just continue the pull, and then the shirt is off. And it already has momentum, so I can already toss it off my arm if I want to. So I'm going to do it 3 different speeds. Slow. It's already off. Come back. Medium speed. Still looks pretty good. Smooth, easy. And then a little bit fast, so it's more dramatic, right? And then it's just in your hands, so you can do whatever you want with this shirt. But that's the technique. Like anything else, it takes practice. So you do have to practice it to get it smooth. You want it to be smooth enough that you don't stumble on your first try. because you're only going to get one try to make that impression when you take your shirt off. So I'm going to show you how the dynamic of it works with a couple different kind of shirts. Black long sleeve, this one's a little bit tricky because the sleeves, I don't know if you can see that, the sleeves are a bit tight, or my arms are just so massive. But what I have to do with this one is I have to make that initiation slow because I need to get that elbow past the armpit. And the armpits on this shirt are a little bit tighter weave than the other ones. So like I'm saying, you have to experiment with what shirts are the best. And then obviously the sleeves cause another stumbling block as well. So I'm going to pull at the elbow. I'm going to get the elbow through. I can still do it, but I have to account for a little bit of extra adjustment in the beginning to make sure that I pull that elbow in to get the shirt off. So just a different kind of t-shirt than I had previously. The difference is that this one is a bit tighter on the arms, a bit tighter on the body. And the shirt that I was wearing in the beginning that I showed you the technique with, that was merino wool, which has a bit of a natural stretch. This shirt is made out of 100% cotton, so it doesn't stretch quite so much. So the difference is that it's tight on my arms, so I have to do a little bit of extra scapular movement to get that elbow through. So see this initiation? I have to kind of pull the arm back, be relaxed, and sometimes it snags. So this wouldn't be my top choice for the shirt rip-off because I have to do a little bit of extra work in that initiation just given the constraints of the shirts or just because I'm so massive. So it's going to look like this. And see, it doesn't come off quite as fast either. Like I can feel it around my neck and around my ears because the stretch, but also I think the neck is a little bit tighter on this shirt as well. So yeah, it's a bit smaller neck. So you just have to account for that. Once you understand the technique, you make those modifications and you can get it off easy, but you have to learn the ropes. A little bit different kind of shirt here. This one is super tight on the arms, but this one is does have elastic built into the fibers, right? So this is kind of like a stretchy shirt. There's a bit of room in the torso, but the arms are quite tight. And I actually haven't tried. Oh, interesting. So this is actually the first time I tried that technique with this particular shirt. So the sleeve actually helps in the beginning to make it easy, but this shirt, the way it's constructed is it's tight in kind of random places. So let's see if I can adjust the technique to make it better. Oh, it's interesting. It actually gets stuck in the middle, and I think it might even be like the buzz of my hair that's getting caught on the inside of the shirt. So maybe this is not a good shirt, but maybe I just need to get better. Yeah, okay. One more time. I'm going to see if I can improve my technique. Yeah, I think this is not a good shirt. Okay, one more time. I'm going to make this work. I have to tilt my head at the right moment. So see, with a different shirt, you have to figure it out. Sometimes you have to make these little interesting modifications. There it is. Not too bad. Still, it's still not comfortable. I still had to do a bit of extra movement that I didn't really want to do, but this is my first time trying it with a shirt, so not too bad. So next we have a sleeveless shirt. Same rules apply. It's just obviously you can't grab here, so I'm going to grab at the shoulder, and then this is the initial movement. So I have to make sure my elbow clears the armpit, because if it doesn't, I could potentially tear that seam, which I wouldn't want to do. So, see, it gets stuck. I haven't done it with this shirt either, so I'm just playing around with different shirts. Up, and see, I pulled wrong. I tore it a little bit. I don't know if you heard it, but there's a tiny bit of tearing sound. So that tells me that I was using too much force and that I wasn't being gentle enough. So, gentle. So it's more difficult with this one to do it fast. So a little bit different technique, different shirt. Okay, different sleeveless shirt. So this one's a little bit different, thicker material, a little bit different style. So I haven't done it with this shirt either. Yeah, it's a little bit tight on my midsection. So let's try that a couple more times. See if we can make it better. So, yeah, the beginning's a little bit slow. So I would have to do some kind of extra distraction to create the drama. So stay relaxed. Yeah, and it does get caught on my rib cage a little bit, so it's a little bit tight to be a fast, smooth motion. Okay, so this one's the most difficult. I've never tried it with this shirt before. This is like a compression shirt, so it's tight everywhere. And just maybe it would be interesting for the video. I don't know. Like I said, I've never even tried it with this shirt. I don't know if it's possible. Oh, got stuck. My beard is too massive. My beard blocked me. So let's try that again. Grab, pull. Okay. Yep, this is not. Well, it's at least entertaining to watch. I hope. Let's try that again. Let's see if I can make something look at least halfway smooth with this shirt, even though I don't know if it's possible or not. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do an assist with the second arm, and then a little bit more head movement. So let's give that a go. It got caught under my chin. So basically the point is, if you're gonna do the Johnny Bravo shirt removal, don't do it with a compression shirt. It's not gonna work. You're not gonna look cool. You're not gonna get the ladies. Well, in my experience, you're not gonna impress the ladies even if you do the shirt removal well, but your results may vary. Okay, good enough. So a few different shirts. Hopefully you can see and understand the Johnny Bravo shirt removal technique a little bit better. Give it a try. Let me know how it goes. So coming back to the technique with the original shirt, look at how easy that is when you have the red shirt. So much easier to understand the technique. I'm even going to try it on my bad side. I don't know how it's going to go already. Not very well. So it got stuck because it didn't move the head. But that's the point. Is you learn it differently. Shirt makes a difference. Body type obviously makes a difference. You want to have good control, good shoulder mobility. Ladies, I don't know if this is more difficult for you or not. So again, let me know in the comments how it goes. But yeah, get the elbow into the armpit, pull, get the head out of the way, and then you're good to go. And you got your shirt off. So, and just putting on the shirt is harder than taking it off. So that's the Johnny Bravo shirt removal. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. A nice video, not too serious, to celebrate my 10K YouTube subscribers. As always, let me know what else you'd like to see. I'm always open to suggestions for topics on new content. So yeah, let me know. Otherwise, I offer private coaching online for now because people aren't really traveling. When we're going to be traveling again, I offer workshops around the world. And check out my handstand ebook and other instructional courses if you're interested in supporting me. Otherwise, yeah, give me a thumbs up, share the video if you liked it, and let's keep going. Another note is that I looked up the analytics for this channel, and apparently my subscribers are 96% male and 4% female. So, ladies, to the 400 of you, what do you think about this shirt removal? Let me know in the comments below.